What makes Robert Langdon such a fascinating character? I mean, not only on the page, but he's always been so cinematic.
I think that he's a man possessed. You know, he's either got the broadest vision of interest or the narrowest. I'm not sure, because he is happiest involved in some brand of our search for arcane knowledge. That's what he lives for. I mean, even in this movie, he and the Sienna character talk about how they were weird kids. The idea of solving a puzzle, or the idea of learning something about art history, architecture, theology, whatever, ends up feeding his interest in a way that I think, you know, his eyes roll up in the back of his head as hours passed, and it's, oh, got to go teach a class right now. Now, he's never been able to work out a relationship, and he doesn't have any kids. I don't know what the future holds for him. But for as far as, you know, the way his brain works, the way his brain chemistry works, yeah, it's fascinating playing somebody that's just as interested as he constantly is.
How much you get fascinated in the real or not real facts of the books when you get involved in the movies, basically? I always go on Wikipedia and research the references.
Yeah, well, it's fascinating, but you know, I'm lucky. Most have to go to Wikipedia. I call it Dan Brown.
Exactly.
And he's very open about the research, and he sort of said, look, this is what conspiracy theorists believe. This may or may not be true, but I applied it to the story in this way. This is bona fide fact, undeniable, heavily researched. You know, and of course, these are novels. He nets them together in a really interesting, compelling way, and it allows people to be entertained in a lot of different ways. Like Dan once said that he thinks the books sell really well because they're in a lot of different departments in the bookstore. They're in the travel department, they're in the mystery thriller department, they're in the history department, they're in the
Conspiracy theorist department.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's very eclectic.
Well, the movies sort of work the same way. Yeah. So you identify that, and then you try to find sort of the, you know, the condensed, most suspenseful, most cinematic application of those various entertainment modes, and, you know, build it into the movie.
The films are so fast-paced, it's like a pressure cooker kind of thing. Is that the way you film them as well? Is it important to shoot them as fast as we see them?
Oh dear Lord, they're all sprints and marathons at the same time.
Yeah.
We do hit the ground running, and we really go.
Especially because you go to these real locations like Florence, Venice, you know, Istanbul, other places, and you got to get it done. These books, these stories are set in the most popular places in the most interesting cities in the world, and of course everybody wants to be there, and the local government will cooperate with you as best they can, but basically they'll say, you know, a scene that would take a day to shoot, they'll say we can give you 3 hours. Yeah. And so it's up to us to get it done in that period.
Well, we turned a travel day into a full shooting day when we were on the train back from Venice. Right. So, okay, you got.
Sorry.
Do you want to have a break now?
No, we didn't want to have that. Well, actually, what we were doing is look. Brian said, "What would you guys think about it? Like, you know, actually shooting it on the train that day?" And it was actually preferable, because otherwise you got to have a mock-up, and you got to have a, you know, it has to be lit a certain way. I said,
it was exciting.
We'll know the scene. Let's learn it. It was me and Felicity and Omar, and we just did it. And by the way, you know, you're on a train for 4 hours anyway. You might as well bang out 8 pages
That's
or
right.
so.
Yeah.
That's you as a director talking. And finally, before they kick me out, what's the secret of the success of an enduring, successful relationship between director and actor?
Well, he's look, in all honesty, he's very demanding, and he gets the best work out of everybody. He comes in ready to go. He's indefatigable. He never gets tired. He never stops. He always wants a few more shots, and he's always asking us, what do we think? Is there anything else that we could do here? A lot of directors don't do that. Directors just like it when you say the lines as they were written and don't fall down. Then they've done their job. He's always Ron Howard is always demanding more of us, which you know, it ends up making it fun and keeps us on our toes.
And it's you know, we're very like-minded creatively in terms of what we'll see in a story. And, you know, wanting to sort of share what it is we like with the audience. But I love that collaboration. What he's talking about is what really fuels me, and, you know, we have that kind of relationship, and I hope we get to do more.